Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And the last item on the agenda is the performance, which is a little bit out of date now, I think. But we have our Chair and Chief Executive of Regenerate Christchurch for your Q3 performance report.
Thank you very much.
Which does seem very late.
It does,
I mean, it does seem a very long time ago, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words about Regenerate Christchurch and the contribution to the city. And thank you for giving us this, will be our last opportunity to engage with you before the organisation, including the board, is formally disestablished. As you heard, the third reading of the amendment bill commenced last night. The vote was taken this morning and passed, and we expect royal assent to follow on very quickly. I'm delighted to have members of my board here with me today for this last opportunity to meet with you. Jen Crawford, Hilary Walton, and Bill Dwyer, who you also know is the chair of DCL. So we are actually here to talk about Q2 and Q3 reports. And yes, it does seem a long time ago. COVID-19 popped up in between. But as given it, that's looking back, we'll take the reports as read. And I'm sure you will have questions. But I'll turn it over to the wonderful Ivan, CE of Regenerate Christchurch, if there's anything you wish to raise.
Sure. Thanks, Therese. Thank you, Mayor and elected members, and for the comments earlier. It's certainly been a busy year for Regenerate Christchurch, particularly within the context of transition. So, as you'll note at the beginning of the year, we started thinking about what the endpoint might look like in terms of transition and working backwards from there. And it'd be fair to say that that's been our key priority for this year in terms of deliverables. Notwithstanding that, it's been a particularly pleasing year with the approval of the Otakaro Avon River Corridor Regeneration Plan by the Minister in August. And I'd like to acknowledge the Council, who are now responsible for realising that vision for this important area and for transforming its potential into reality for the future residents of the city and both visitors, domestic and international. We also completed the Section 71 proposal to enable Hagley Oval to host international cricket matches, which was approved in December. Our advice to Council in December on the use of powers under the Greater Christchurch Regeneration Act in relation to the residential red zone areas in the Port Hills, South Shore and South New Brighton and Brooklands led to our joint engagement with the Brooklands community in February, and it was unfortunate that due to COVID-19 the follow-up engagement with that community hasn't occurred, and I strongly encourage the Council to ensure that that conversation does continue. Our most recent Section 71 proposal, completed and submitted to the Associate Minister last week, will, if approved, enable the development and operation of film studios in Christchurch. And we're very pleased that following the Select Committee process, transitional provisions have been suggested to ensure that if the Minister has received a proposal, of which she has, then the process is able to continue. And also assisting the Council with its outline to amend the Christchurch Central Recovery Plan in respect of the Canterbury multi-use arena. And that's work which is still ongoing and support and assistance that we've provided. All of which, whilst planning and preparing to transfer our responsibilities, assets and liabilities in order to disestablish our organisation in a smooth, well-mannered and professional manner. And I thank you for your compliments for the organisation and the way that we've gone about doing that. I'd like to recognise the work in particular of Julia Hardika, who's sitting behind me, who has led that particular piece of work, working with your staff and with DPMC. The reason that it has worked so smoothly is in large part due to her effort and the reciprocal way in which the Council and DPMC have worked with her. And also recognise former board members, former board chairs and my board for the guidance and direction that they provided to me over the last 4 years. Finally, having prepared and submitted a Section 71 proposal to the Minister earlier to enable the relocation of Redcliffe School, it was very pleasing to note its official opening today, which I understand the Mayor attended, and of which is a wonderful outcome for that community. And I hope and look forward to many more of those. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions? Aaron?
Yeah, so Ivan, special thank you for 3.3 through to 3.6 and here around the section 71. The with that, do you know if it will be signed before it's wound up?
Under the legislation,
does it need to be? It's probably more the question. Does it need to be?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, the transitional provision provides an ongoing ability for the Minister to consider whether or not she wishes to proceed to the next stage. If she decides to proceed to the next stage, she has to do so within 30 working days of when she has received it. And then if she decides to proceed to public notification, everyone will have an opportunity to submit. And then following that period, she'll have a further up to 30 days, these are maximum periods, within which she must decide whether or not to approve the proposal as it was submitted.
We're certainly hoping that the maximums are not quite, but it's a relatively straightforward one. But thank you for all of the work on that. Are there any other questions? I'd like to move the receipt of the report, on the noting provisions there. Seconded by Aaron. I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In closing, can I just thank you all for your contribution as well to making this transition such a smooth one. I only joined the board to lead it through the last year, heading through this transition. And can I just say in closing, I'm extremely proud of the productive and professional manner in which the staff, the board, and then how we've engaged with the staff of the council and with DPMC through a really smooth transition, which is for the benefit of the city. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to be naughty as well, and because Jen was there from the beginning, and yes. I suddenly I kept looking at her, and I thought, oh my God, I've left her out. So Jen, can I acknowledge you especially as well, because you've been there right from the get-go, and your extraordinary, planning legal background is just, it's ideal for the board. I'm sorry, and I know you're saying stop it, but that's very typical of a woman. It's amazing. And I just thank you so much, and all those. But thank you,
and
Therese.
As chair of audit and risk as well. So
yeah.
And Hillary is chair of the remuneration committee. So yeah, everyone's
played a big role.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for everything that you've done for Christchurch. Thank you. And I promise you that Brooklands is on our agenda.
Right.
Yes, absolutely, for follow-up, for sure.
If you clap long enough, the dog will join in.
Yeah, that's right. And it was at 2:30 that the meeting came to an end, so I will declare the meeting closed, and thank you all for your attendance. Thank you.
It's okay. Actually, I was going to say something before everyone left, because actually this hea te mea nui o te ao. What is the most important thing in the world? He tangata, he tangata, he tangata. And we are all here, and you are here, because we believe that. And thank you for the work that you've done for the people of Christchurch. Thank you. And finally, aroho atu, aroho mai, tātou ia, tātou katoa. Hui e, tā iki.
Kia ora. Oops.